Appearance and dress code. We expect you to dress appropriately for work. Remember, you represent Mount Sierra whenever you work. No caps or beanies, no shorts, pants should be worn at the waist, no cropped pants, no sweatpants, jeans are acceptable. Clothing should not be torn or soiled. No flip-flops, no offensive body odor. Maintain a groomed appearance. Mount Sierra name tags should be visible at all times while working. Dress code. Expect the unexpected. Be properly dressed while working, because you might be asked to participate in random events or communicate with professionals in the industry, such as instructors, department chairs, board members, employer visits such as Disney or Pixar, unexpected events, or video recording volunteers. Consequences for inappropriate dress. You may receive a verbal warning by your supervisor. You may be sent home by your supervisor. You may be terminated from employment after numerous written or verbal warnings. Attendance and punctuality. You are expected to be on time for work. You are expected to work at the times you are scheduled. Please clarify your work schedule with your supervisor to avoid any confusion about scheduled hours. Call and speak to your supervisor before the time you are scheduled to work if you know you're going to be late. If you cannot come into work due to illness or emergency, call, text, or email your supervisor immediately. Discuss making up time missed with your supervisor. You can exchange contact information with your coworkers and ask them to cover a shift if you know you will be absent. But please inform your supervisor. Absences. Give notice 2 to 3 days prior to a planned absence. 3 unexcused absences will result in dismissal. Tardiness. Please contact your supervisor the minute you realize you will be late for work. If you are late 4 or more times, even if you call before your scheduled shift, you will be given a written warning by your supervisor and/or have a verbal discussion regarding your attendance. If you cannot make it into work on time, please discuss changing your work hours with your supervisor. I got a job. Please give your supervisor notice that you will be interviewing for a job so they can find coverage for your shift. Conduct. Supervisors count on student employees to work. Tasks assigned by your supervisor should be completed prior to any other activities. Act in a professional manner concerning all aspects of your work. Adhere to department policies and procedures. Adhere to the student code of conduct on and off campus. Homework. Do not expect to do your homework at work. Plan accordingly. Finish your homework before work. You are being paid to work, so expect to perform work. Daily tasks must be completed and accurate. For LRC assistants, do not sign off on your daily task sheet if you did not perform the task. After you finish your task, ask your supervisor if there is anything else you can work on. We need you to be alert and approachable for students and staff. Homework may be done with supervisor approval and after all work assignments are completed. Personal phone calls and visitors. Use of your cell phone and/or texting during work hours is only acceptable for emergency situations. Please advise your friends and family that phone calls and visits during work hours are not acceptable. You should not be visiting other departments. You are expected to be in your work area. Do not let groups of friends hang around you or occupy your time. You need to be accessible to students and/or staff members who need help. Earphones and headphones. You may wear earphones in one ear while working independently at your desk. You should not wear earphones while assisting students or staff members. Wearing earphones while assisting others makes you less likely to hear important information. Leave your earphones or headphones at your desk. Make sure you look approachable at all times. Wearing earphones or headphones gives off an impression that you do not want to be bothered. Always listen out for students and staff that might need help. Confidentiality. All student records or information is confidential and must be kept within the department college. Do not release or share confidential information about other students to anyone, including family members of the student. Unauthorized release of confidential information is a serious violation of the Family Rights and Privacy Act, otherwise known as FERPA. Do not discuss department issues with anyone outside the department. Do not remove files or other materials from the workplace. All requests for student information should be directed to your supervisor. If material is clearly marked confidential, do not read it anyway. Equipment and supplies. Do not misuse supplies or equipment. Equipment and supplies are to be used for official college business only. For example, don't use the LRC print card to make copies for yourself. Enforce the proper use of equipment to students and staff. When you are on duty, or even off duty, and you notice that students are not using equipment correctly or are disrespecting the equipment and facilities, kindly remind them of the student code of conduct and to respect the college. Be a good role model. Smoking. Smoking is prohibited in all college facilities except for places specifically designated as smoking areas. E-cigarettes should be considered the same as normal cigarettes. If you notice anyone smoking anything inside the building, please inform your supervisor. If your supervisor is not available, kindly let the student know our policy on e-cigarettes. Competency. Always perform your assigned duties to the best of your ability. Follow instructions correctly and completely. Do your best. If you are not able to complete an assignment because you don't have the skills or training necessary, tell your supervisor immediately. Make sure you identify any areas that you do not fully understand. If you need help, ask your supervisor. Do not complete a task that you are not capable of handling. Communicate. Communicate with your supervisor and coworkers. If instructions are not clear, ask for clarification in order to complete each task accurately. If your work schedule does not work for you, let your supervisor know.